Coaches, what's going on? It's Coach Ian Tatum here, back with another video. And today, this is a little bit of a different type of video. I decided to put out some feelers, trying to gather some questions to try and answer some questions so you guys can kind of get to know me a little bit and my personality and things like that. I want to say a special shout out to my guy, Miss Johnson, who did a similar video like this. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel at Coach Miss Johnson. He did a video like this, and I thought it was really dope. So I decided to do the same thing. So I put out some feelers about some questions, and I had a lot of responses, and I really appreciate all the feedback and people answering the questions, a lot of good ones. So I picked out quite a bit, and I'm going to kind of get through them. Some of them will take me longer to answer than the others, so we'll make sure we'll get to do that. And make sure you watch this whole video because towards the end, I am going to make an announcement, special announcement coming up, something in the future that I think you guys will be really, really excited for and something to look forward to. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right. So first question, and it's probably one of my favorite questions to answer because it's why you coach and why do you want to be a coach? And the answer I usually give to that is twofold. One, I say it's for a selfish reason. I love football. I love X's and O's. I love game planning. I love calling up plays, how to stop plays, just the game, the strategy behind, chess matches of coaches going back and forth. I love putting players in the right positions to succeed. All those things that are cliche with coaching. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I love competition. I love sports. I don't care if it's softball. I don't care if it's hockey. I'm gonna watch it because I love competition. So I'm eat up with competition and just coaching in sports in general. The other side of that coin would be a more unselfish reason. I'm into coaching for the kids, man. These players that we are given guardianship of for a time, whether it be 4 years or whether it be just in your season. I take that very, very serious. I love working with kids. I love mentoring kids. I love just being around them. Hey, helping somebody go from point A to point B. That's mentorship. That's coaching right there. So even inside the game and outside of the game, I just love helping kids reach their potential. And whether it be in athletics or beyond athletics once they graduate. That's what I feel like I'm called to do by God. I take that very, very serious. And so I make sure that I do this to full-heartedly push forward the ability of my guys. So big thing, I'm big on loving these kids and coaching them hard. But at the end of the day, not just letting them drop once they graduate. There's a lot of guys out here, and I'm going to step on some toes. A lot of guys out here, they don't really communicate with their kids until it's time to do football things. I have some kids that I've coached in the past that I've maybe fallen out of touch with, that I've reached out to and try to rekindle some of those deals because, hey, I take this very, very serious, that relationship between a coach and a player, even when they're not a player anymore, when they still call you up, they still text you, they still see you in the community and say, hey, coach, I appreciate you, everything you've done for me. I take that extremely serious, and I enjoy those things. So that's why I coach. I want to create character young men out here in these communities to help build the next great generation, one kid at a time, because it's tough. We know the world we're living in. It's not easy. A lot of these kids don't have a lot. They don't have, maybe they don't have one or two or any parents in the household. They're being taken care of by a guardian or grandma or aunt and uncle, or whoever it is. They need male figures in their lives to, try and teach them some things. Not that we know everything, but trying to show them some things, some morals, and maybe a right way to do things. So I take that very seriously. That's why I coach. Second question: why'd you start your YouTube channel, and why are you so active on Twitter? This is a very interesting one, and I'm sure a lot of people wonder. The reason I'll go with the second one first. The reason that I'm so heavily active on Twitter, 100% is for networking with college coaches, networking with my fellow high school coaches, and to learn ball. Like I tell My friends all the time, hey, I'm on Twitter because I can hop on Twitter and I'll learn something probably every day. I'll see something that a coach has said, whether it be a quote, whether it be a play, whether it be something that's just general wisdom. That's why I'm on Twitter. And then the networking aspect. I don't think that I'm an introverted person. I don't like to necessarily be outward with my personality. But I think through Twitter, I definitely have reached out and I definitely have developed relationships with guys through the internet. And that's just whether it be LinkedIn for the business world or, Facebook for, older people that rekindle relationships from high school. The same deal I use Twitter for, right? Networking and developing relationships with college and high school coaches, and then use it for recruiting, ultimately trying to help my kids out. So everything's usually going to come back to the kids or coaches in some type of way. And then reason I started my YouTube channel, some people are like, hey, do you think you know everything, or you trying to profit off of football or your coaching status? No, I started my YouTube channel 100% because I love football. One, I love helping coaches. Now, I'm not some person that thinks that, hey, I have all the answers. I can help every coach out there. It's not who I am. But I have been given some information that a lot of you have. Maybe you haven't articulated it in the way that I have, or I know people that I can get on my clinic series, which has done very, very well, and they can teach other coaches things that's already free information. It's already out there, but I bring it to a place where you can come and you can watch it. So really, it's just a centralized hub of information. It's not anything original. I want that to be known. I don't know anything. I used to say in my videos, I need to start saying again. I don't know everything, but I know a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. Everything that I've learned has been secondary information. Everything that I've gained has been passed down, and I just want to just share it out. And I don't like if I learn something, hey, I'll give credit where credit is due. Um, I've had concepts that some people have given me, and like, hey, we did this when I was at this school under this coach, and he taught me this, and we talked about this, and we developed these things. So that's 100% is to help coaches and give them a place where knowledge can be contained and watched and consumed in a place on YouTube where it's always going to be there, right? It's archived. It's and help tell stories of coaches. That's what I'm big on. So that's why I started my YouTube, and then again the networking. Right, I've had guys up on my channel that have done videos for me, and I may never have met them outside of doing that, outside of my Twitter and YouTube. So definitely meeting guys and doing that thing because I'm huge on hey build these relationships, not just with your players but other coaches, because they're people that are going to hire you. They're people that's going to give you great advice. At the end of the day, and I'm huge on that. So if you're watching this, I appreciate you for watching this. And we're happy, well, not halfway through the video, but we're getting through some of these questions. Make sure you go ahead and like the video if this sounded good and you like that so far. Like the video, comment down below, answer some of these questions with me, or just give me a general, hey, coach, how you doing? Like, interact with me. Just be like, hey, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're doing well. So I hope you guys are. And then subscribe if you're new. If you haven't ever considered subscribing, make sure you do that and then hit the notification bell on there so you get a notification every time I upload a video. Next question, kind of get some X's and O's. What's your favorite run and pass on offense? Well, everybody knows my favorite run is counter, more specifically with the bash tag. So GT counter with a bash. I don't think that's any secret. I think pretty much everybody really knows what that is. If you don't know what that is, drop a comment down below or just search my counter video and you'll find it. I talk about it a lot. But yeah, GT counter bash, my favorite run. And then my favorite pass play would be just stick, 3x1 stick with full slide protection. That's I love it. I mean, I think it's simple. I think it's easy for the kids to do. I think you can get yards. You can read one person on defense, read grass. You can get the ball out, and you can kind of move the ball that way. So that's kind of where I am with pass and run. And then the next question, this was kind of funny. One of my buddy asked me this on Instagram. Said, "What's your favorite wing, flats or drums?" I would say flats. I'm a big flats guy. Obviously, I'm an offensive line coach, so I love to eat. I'm a big flats guy. Uh, but it depends on if they're like I judge wings based off of how I eat flats. I'll take it from the end and I'll push it straight down, all the meat straight down to the bottom, and I'll dip it. The second part of the question is, what's your favorite dipping sauce? And I'll dip it in some house ranch. I don't want no fat. I don't know Hidden Valley. I don't want all that mess. I want house homemade ranch. So dipping those flats in there and just eating it straight up one bite. That's how you eat flats, and that's how I eat my wings. So love a good wing. Next question. Another one of my buddies asked me on Instagram says, "Who's your top 5 offensive linemen of all time?" This is a great question. I love this one. This has been kind of thrown around in other places, but my buddy Andrew asked me this one. And my answer to that is not in any type of order. It's just 5 guys, right? They were the best. I'll put Anthony Munoz. I'll put Larry Allen, Zach Martin, Marshall Yonda, and Orlando Pace. So I have 3 guards and 2 tackles, but Zach Martin can play any 5, so he probably plays center for me. So I'll probably do center with Zach Martin, Marshall Yonda playing right guard, Larry Allen playing left guard, Anthony Munoz playing right tackle, and Orlando Pace playing left tackle. They can play either one. Doesn't matter to me. They're all Hall of Famers. So that's my top 5 offensive linemen of all time. You can do whatever you want to with that offensive line. Next question. It says, what is your best piece of advice for new offensive line coaches? Great question. My best piece of advice for new offensive line coaches is knowing what your everyday drills are. Know what you want to get done. Know what kind of run game you have, for one. You need to know what your coordinator wants to get done. Is he a zone guy? Is he a gap guy? And then you need to make sure that you have sound rules for those run plays. So get your everyday drills, whether it be stance and starts, sled work, shoot work. We're going to work down blocks. We're going to work double teams. We're going to work pulls. We're going to work our zone steps. We're going to work our zone double teams. We're going to work our reach and runs on outside zone. Whatever you do well, you need to make sure you put those into everyday drills that you work on every day. So that's my biggest piece of advice for people that maybe coming into the offensive line game. Know what you want to get done, and then drill them easily every day with your guys, and have buzzwords to coach, right? Don't get into long conversations. Coach at one thing here and there, and get reps, right? It's a reps game. Make sure you get a lot of reps. How do you build your offensive line into a unit? That's a very tough question, and it changes everywhere I go. I've been at some places where I've had some really, really tight knit guys, and I've had some places where I've had a right side of the line that were really tight, and a left side of the line was really tight. They weren't all 5 together. It's tough when it's like that, but it does happen. So biggest things I do, create a group name, right? It could be whatever you want it to be. What I call my guys, the trench mob. You can see the watermark right over here, trench mob. I got that from my offensive line coach in college, Kenny Ray, when I was at Gardner Webb. He called us the trench mob. I think we took a lot of pride in that. I've taken that everywhere I've gone. Eventually, I would like to come up with something a little more that fits me, but that's what we did, and I identify that with that a lot. So give them a name. No, they're the trench mob, and then do things together. You're only going to become a unit if you do things together. So, haven't done that great of a job at Walkertown just because of the circumstances that we've been in. I don't live close to the school, live about 30 minutes, so I can't have the kids at my house. But if I lived closer, I definitely would do things at my house. We do have a D-line coach that also helps me with the offensive line. Shout out to Coach Osborne. He lives close to the school, so we're going to do more things at his house with the O-line, D-line group, and create that kind of camaraderie and unit cohesiveness. But yeah, you got to do things together, right? Let them buy into that stuff. If you're blessed to have the funds to do apparel, buy them apparel, right? But make it incentive based. Like, hey, you get a shirt, you get a wristband, you get hat, whatever it may be, if you do these certain things, right? That are, you know, characteristic of offensive line. You're tough, you're nasty, you are a people mover, you're smart, you communicate, you work together. All these things that whatever you place value on, incentivize getting those apparel items, right? And I think that would be really big to kind of create that group cohesiveness. Okay. Next question is, how do you rank the variations of counter? That's a great question. Everybody knows, like I said, counter is my favorite play. If I had to rank them, I would say bash. I would say GT, just normal, handing off GT. GH, and I'll say toss read, and then I would go quarterback counter. So that's kind of how I would do it. If you wanted to throw in another one, you could do toss or bash with the H, or GH with all those different tags as well. But those are the ways that I would do it. And next question is thoughts on running the quarterback. Running the quarterback, I think it's essential, especially at our level, at the high school level. I think it's essential playing 11 on 11 football, especially when corners may or may not want to tackle. Sometimes you can get, it depends on what your personnel is, you might be able to get definitely a numbers advantage. You get more H-backs, tight ends, and you run the quarterback. But yeah, I'm huge on running the quarterback. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, coach, I don't have a quarterback that can run. Well, then I think you need to create a wildcat package where you have maybe a receiver or you just have your running back in there at quarterback and then run him, right? That's some things that you should do. Doesn't have to be your offense, but it can be a package, right? That you put in to kind of create some mismatches and change the tempo, change the dynamic of the game, right? Make defenses have to defend that. So definitely 100% running the quarterback is a must, I think, at our level. All right. Let's see. Two more questions, guys. This one right here is on Twitter. I got to pull it up because it's a little bit longer. Right here. So Coach Fladrosi, who has helped me out in the past, he's been on. He attended our clinic and does a lot of things like that with us. He says, do coaches provide enough value to high school student athletes that the life lessons and teachable moments balance out any win, loss, or scholarship opportunities? So it's a lot, but the way I'm interpreting this is that, okay, do we provide enough value as coaches to our players that life lessons and teachable moments balance out any win, loss, or scholarship opportunities? So which one's more important? The lessons learned or the teachable moments, or the wins and losses and scholarship opportunities? I really hope I'm interpreting this question right, Coach. If I'm not, please definitely comment on this, kind of clear up some things. But I think that it does. And I think you need to specify what your goals are, what's important to you, 100% as a coach. I know that wins and losses are extremely important. That's why we play the game. You will get fired if you lose enough games, and your kids will get praised if you win enough games. And you're ultimately trying to get your kids scholarships. So not every player is going to earn a scholarship to play football at the next level. So I think you need to figure out what's important to you. And to me, what is important to me is teaching those life lessons and having those teachable moments with our kids. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to remember that. A kid is not going to remember 30 years from now, hey, I lost 4 games my senior year, or I lost 7 games my senior year. But they're going to remember those life lessons, you would hope, if you taught them and you emphasized them enough that, hey, maybe subconsciously, if they're not speaking on it, they're doing the right thing, and you can hope that you helped attribute to that. Now, just because we say something, is a kid going to be the greatest person of all time? No, of course not. But for me, graduating our guys, getting them to college, getting them to the workforce, getting them into the military, far outweighs the wins and losses, far outweighs scholarships. Because if they're a guy, they're going to get a scholarship. Win or lose, whatever you taught them, they're going to get a scholarship. If they're a dude and they can play at the next level, they're going to. So I think you definitely have to teach them those life lessons and help them build that character that will last them a lifetime. So I definitely think that the fact that there's more value in that side of it. But like I said at the beginning, you better win, right? Because if you lose too many, depends on where you are. If you lose too many, they're gonna find somebody else to do it, right? And they're gonna find somebody that's better than you that can do both. So try to find the balance in both. But I definitely think that teaching the lessons and mentoring those kids is definitely better. Speaking of mentoring, last question. And this is probably my favorite question. That's why it's last. It says, who is your mentor? Because if you listen to me speak, I'm huge on, hey, find a mentor, find a mentor, find a mentor. Especially if you're a young guy like I am, you need the older coaches or the more seasoned veterans in the game to help you, right? Kind of show you the ropes or stuff like that. So people ask me, who's your mentor, coach? You follow me on Twitter a couple of days ago. Now, as this video is coming out, 2 years ago, I lost my dear friend and mentor, Cecil Mitchell, to COVID pneumonia. Crazy turn of events when that happened. And so he was my mentor. He taught me a lot. I could call him up. We'd have 3-hour conversations on the regular, right? So he was that guy. Since then, I don't think that I can say that I have a mentor that I can just call up and talk to all the time. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, instead of having just one person, I want to have a mentor peer group, right? Kind of a think tank or just people to bounce ideas off of. And I was just listing out all the head coaches that high school head coaches that I know that I talk to on the regular, whether it be text messages, phone calls. I see him at clinics. We always have a great conversation, things like that. And I came out with 10 guys, and I'm gonna name off these 10 guys. So I feel like they deserve recognition because they mean a lot to me. If your name's not on this list, not because I don't value you, it's just these are my 10. These are my guys, right? And I hope nobody finds it surprising that some people are on here, but I take different value from different guys. Some more than others, some in certain areas than others, and that's why I have 10 instead of like two, right? So and this is not in any order of more important, but it's just starting out. My former head coach Nigel Pearson, head coach of Spring Valley High School down in South Carolina. Uh, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each one, but man, it means a lot to me. Taught me so much about the offensive game. Taught me so much about how to network and talk to people and how to organize a program. And I can never thank him enough for everything he's done for me. And so I just want to give a shout out to Coach Pearson. Next is Ian Rapinick. If you follow my channel at all, you know that Coach Rapp and I have a podcast. He's the head coach down at Crimmins County in North Carolina. He is my guy. Like we text all the time. We joke. We cut up. And we talk about a whole bunch of different things for our podcast that are program building, how to treat kids, how to treat your coaches, all that type of stuff. I know I can go to him to talk about any of these things. Next is Austin Trotter, and I'm gonna say that's my guy a lot because they're my guys. Austin Trotter, he's the head coach at Pine Lake Prep here in North Carolina. That's my dude, right? I've had many conversations, whether it be scheme, whether it be how to like dealing with parents, whether it be dealing with administration, with community stuff, all these different types of things. That's my guy. I can always reach out to him. He's a genuinely good dude, and I love him for it. Mitch Johnson, not a stranger to my channel. We talked about him in the beginning. He inspired me to do this video like this. So Mitch Johnson, head coach at Northwood High School in North Carolina. Awesome man. Make sure you check out his channel. I can hit him up, whether it be about scheme or whether it be about things he does with his program. It's really awesome. So definitely can reach out to him and appreciate everything he does. Next guy, Tony McCants. He's been on the channel before. All these guys, obviously, going to be on my channel because they're my buddies. Tony McCants, he's the new head football coach at Southern Alamance High School here in North Carolina. Tony, I know him through Coach Pearson. We were, a couple of O-line guys that we happened to hit it off. He coached at the high school that's right here in my hometown, and ended up meeting him for the first time at a clinic, and kind of just hit it off from the first time. And we can talk about life things as well, outside of football. So that's my brother right there. I appreciate Tony for everything he does for me. Cause Philip Russ, uh, he's also another guy that's been on the channel. Philip Russ, uh, he's one of those guys that I 100% can say that I would want to go and coach for. He's so genuine. Uh, the love factor within his program, how much he cares for his kids, resonates with me so much. And if you talk to him about his guys, you can just feel the passion he has for his guys in his program, and he's done it from the ground up. And he's a hard worker, and I love his energy. And so yeah, Philip Russ is another one guy. He's the head coach at East Rutherford High School here in North Carolina. Next one is Garrett Mills. Uh, Coach Mills, he's my head coach from last year here at Walkertown. Coach Mills, he pushes me to be better. I'm not even coaching for him right now, and I feel like I want to be better because of him. Uh, Super demanding, super challenging, but the thing is, but it's all worth it because I know he's got my back. I know that I can always go to him for any questions. He's one of the best defensive coordinators I've seen face to face. Working with him every day, he is that's my guy. I appreciate everything he's done for me so far in my career, and moving forward as well. Next is Trip Honeycutt, my current head coach. I've known Trip for a long time. He has been on the channel before as well. He not only is my head coach now, so I can go to him any day I want and go just pick his brain and talk to him. But he's a great guy. I know he cares. I know he took a historically struggling program and turned it around, and so he's a huge asset and valuable resource to me when it comes to things like that. So I appreciate him a lot. Next one is Joe Davidiak. He's the head coach at RJ Reynolds High School here in North Carolina as well. Joe, he's one of the first guys that kind of reached out to me about being coaching together, right? And we never did, but the thing is, but I found value in a guy that would reach out to me and sees the value that maybe I could bring a program. And so Joe and I have been good friends ever since. I appreciate him. We've texted, we've called, we've seen each other at clinics. It's always a good time when we get together. So I really appreciate Coach Davidiak as well. And last but not least, I put him on here because I love this dude to death. I don't know if he knows how much I genuinely appreciate this guy. But Coach Matthew Bennett, he's the head football coach at 96 High School in South Carolina. He's one of the most genuine offensive line dudes as a head coach as you will ever see. Super country dude, offensive line coach to a T. And I appreciate just how much he has taught me. He probably not even know it, whether it be about running the pistol wing T down there in South Carolina, or how to be an offensive line coach that has made the jump to be a head coach. Any of those type of things, I appreciate him so much, and he always gives me a shout out in his clinics that he gives. So I appreciate him a lot. But yeah, those are the 10. 8 from North Carolina, 2 from South Carolina. If if you didn't make the list, don't think that I hate you or I don't value you as a friend. There's a lot of coordinators, a lot of position coaches that could have been on this list. I just kept it the head coaches. Just kind of be like, hey, this is where Tatum wants to go, so this is where I'm keeping it. And for the future growth, right? As a mentor. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to everybody that stayed here to this long to watch this video. I appreciate y'all doing that. Do not click off yet. The announcement is right here. I put it on Twitter, so some of you already know about it, but if you don't know about it, April 20th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Tatum Coordinator Clinic is here. We are going to be doing talking all things coordinator stuff. We're going to talk about scheme. We're going to talk about organization. We're going to talk about we're doing chalk war, which is going to be really, really special. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. The organization, philosophy, drills, all those different things. Offense, defense, special teams. We're going to have it all, man. 8 o'clock to 5 p.m. Come and join us on April 20th. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be huge, guys. I'm going to have high school, college. I'm trying to get a pro guy. I don't think we'll be able to, but we'll try, man. It's going to be huge. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be streamed to my YouTube right here at Coach Tatum YouTube. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe for that, because you might as well, right? It's free. Come hang out with me, right? So with that being said, I appreciate everybody for watching. I am Coach Tatum, and until next time, make sure you're coaching for the right reasons. Coach up your kids, be a mentor, and in the next video, I'll catch you later.